Your hot side is normally the one with the shielded socket, so it'll be this one here. It takes the smaller eyelet. Put a smaller eyelet on there. Grip it. Yeah, I'm going to use a torch. There's a shrink tube, butt connectors. I mean, not butt connectors, eyelets. Shrink tube eyelets. Just be careful, don't burn it if you're using a torch. You can use a heat gun. That's recommended, by the way. But what they do is, you might be able to see that little bit of shiny. It's adhesive. It makes it to where it's waterproof. I'll put our ground back in there. We're going to use the bolt for this door. It goes to the frame. Because of that fancy little deal. That ought to be plenty tight. Some other terminal on the outside accessory. It ran down a little ways before we get it in there. Not a lot of room in there. This is a VIO 50-6 Yanmar. There's a middle bracket over here. Kind of fish your socket and extension and stuff in there. Kind of strategically, I guess. A little plastic placard thing on the side of the battery. We'll check it out. This is a 6-inch extension, 1/4-inch ratchet, 10mm with a impact wobble on the end of it. I don't like those little knuckle wobbles. Just get it fairly secure. I mean, like you'd do any other battery. Doesn't have to be overly tight. All right, so there's that. Kind of hoping it has enough wire that I can get to the outside out here. Get our nice little battery flap back over the battery. Let's tighten that little guy. There's nothing at all touching this. Okay. Let's get everything out of the way. This down. I love that little case, by the way. Let's get past you guys for a second. Okay, so that has to come above that. I was wondering, that was the initial thought is I was going to put it above. What if can I access it there? No, that's covered also as well. So it needs to come up here. I guess it's pretty secure. It's closed off pretty good. There's no holes or anything. Well, what I may do, I think I'm just going to leave it underneath there so it's kind of protected. And then when I'm plugging it up, I can open the back panel and open the side panel and plug in the battery maintainer. I don't think I want to run it up here by the, everything's got such tight tolerances in here. I really don't think that I want to put it anywhere else really. So I'm going to bend the wire, and it's not even going to hurt it doing that. No, it's not even, I can put my finger in there and touch it. That's not going to affect it at all. Like I said, your positive terminal off the battery is this one here. I guess we can check it. Plug it in and check it and make sure we get the okay from the battery maintainer. I'll show you guys what it does. So then, if I'm not using it, I can plug this in. And get a power cord right here. Nothing to worry about. Radio. So then we plug it in, and it'll self-check. It'll light up all three. This normally will light up yellow, but if it's a bad hookup, it will light up red right here. So that means it's charging. I believe we better look at it and make sure, because I thought normally it had a just a constant on light, but if it was reversed, it would light up here. It's cycling on and off. I wonder if that's not a good ground. Which is entirely possible. It's got paint on it. Yeah, because normally it doesn't cycle. So like that's why you check it. Take that in. Bolt it in. I would have kind of thought that would have been a good enough ground. Well, now what? I mean, here's a ground. Okay, so here's a body ground. It literally, take you guys off the tripod. Here's a body ground right here. So that's literally, I mean, gosh, it feels like it goes to plastic or something. No, I mean, it's a ground. Let's see, what is this thing? Oh, it's handles on the battery. I would say that's a chassis ground. So I'm gonna take this off of there. Obviously it's not working, and the wire should reach to there. So you kind of know what I'm doing there. Because I think that's what we have going on. There's probably too much paint on this back here. I'm not a big fan of taking paint off, even to get me a good ground if I don't have to, especially with a chassis ground right there. Let's see, reach, what we have you? Sure. not the same size. They look like a 9/16. I don't know what is going on in my shop. What on earth is that noise? There's literally something that hums. Maybe it's my excavator. Maybe something to do with no power or ground on it or something. No, I heard it before I was messing with it. Maybe I'm going crazy. That's entirely possible. Ask my wife. She will tell you all about it. All right, that's a 14 mil. Everything feels tight when you're dealing with a 1/4 inch ratchet. Hopefully this isn't a huge bolt. I think it's a huge bolt. Yep. I don't think our little eyelet is going to fit on that. We'll see. Look at that. Sure does. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put ours on top of the chassis ground that this is grounding, because I don't want to affect the chassis ground for the machine. If any corrosion or anything builds up because of my eyelet for some reason, I don't want to affect that chassis ground. So I put ours on top. I guess I can put that in there. I keep fighting that dang door to stay open. Okay, well, let's try that. Let's plug that in. Let's see if that does any better. There you go, guys. That's it, checking out. Solid orange light. So then this particular battery maintainer, when it's charged, it'll go green. And almost every time you can plug it in while the thing's running or the battery's nice and hot, whatever, doesn't matter, it always comes on that yellowy orange color. It'll go green when it's maintaining. So we're good to go. I'm gonna tighten that bolt back up back there. Let's go ahead and do that. Chassis ground's hooked up. Container's on, doing this thing. That's tight. Let's tuck this back underneath there, underneath all that stuff. Make sure all your tools are out of your bay over here. Make sure everything's nice and tight. This is an excavator, it vibrates. Well, now that that is there, I'm fine with opening the door. I'm totally fine with opening the door. Now, see, we can unplug it. I can tuck it in there, and then I can open this door, and boom. Battery maintainer comes on, and it's maintaining the battery. So if this sits here for a little bit, it ain't a big deal. And what I may do, nah, I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm not gonna worry about it. What is that? Oh, I didn't have to try to hold this up, this little clip here. it's got a bar. Yanmar does it again. Let's show you. I didn't notice it, but this holds it up. I'm telling you, every time I do anything with this Yanmar, it just amazes me. Look at the size of that battery. I mean, it's a 39 horse motor. Most of them have just your typical, you know, Group 78 battery. Not this thing. This is enormous. I mean, you could probably put a Group 78 in it if you wanted. And it probably doesn't need that big boy, but I mean, every time I mess with it, it's kind of like, you know, no expense spared kind of thing. Anyways, I'm cool with that. Well, there's a battery maintainer on Yanmar VIO 50-6. I don't know, it's helpful to me. I call it life support on all my equipment. You know, we'll get home and I'll tell Sammy, hey, make sure that's on life, or put the life support on that, this, whatever. My mini skid's got battery maintainer on it all the time. Skid loader does. I mean, everything in here does. The mowers, everything. So, I don't know. Hopefully that, guys, gives you an idea. Maybe if you need to switch your battery out of a Yanmar VIO 50-6, you don't have to try to figure out your clamp. You can watch my video and you know what's going on. Well, thanks for watching. I got plenty else to do. We'll see you on the next video.